As you can see right there, convicted Nashville nurse seeks return of license, ladies and gentlemen. She wants to get back in the game. She says, listen, yeah, I know I off some people by accident. I know I did, but I'm trying to get back in the game. And do you think she should be able to come back and get her license back, ladies and gentlemen? Now, for those of you who don't know, they are just that was a big story. She had nurses campaigning for her. She had nurses marching for her. She had the whole thing. She had a lot of people popping their collars for her and putting their necks out there because they say accidents happen. They say accidents happen, ladies and gentlemen. And she's also advocating for improvements in nursing. You see, I'll say no. No, oh, so you're not familiar. Okay, well, she gave a patient medication that she wasn't supposed to have, and the patient ended up passing away. That unallowed that patient. Yep. You say no. Nursing is not for her. She should do telemarketing. You say didn't two nurses go to jail for murder? I have to look into that one. How many times did she make the med error? From what I see, from what I've heard several times, but let's see what she thinks about trying to make improvements in healthcare. Now, I believe they're trying to make this woman a celebrity, personally. But let's see what
Radonda Vaught,
she has to say. Miss Radonda Vaught, she's back in the news.
She is fighting to set a nurse convicted after a fatal drug error says she is fighting to set the record straight. Radonda Vaught is hoping to appeal the Board of Nursing's decision to revoke her license. But Vaught telling News 2, Stephanie Langston, her goal is not to practice nursing again. Stephanie has the story that you will only see here on News 2.
Also, she don't want to practice, but she want her license back.
Until a job that's not so labor intensive comes along, this is what I'll continue to do.
Tucked deep in the rolling hills of Tennessee in Bethpage is where Radonda Vaught spends most of her time.
So today is the day that our Thanksgiving turkeys are going out on pasture.
Operating tractors, feeding the chickens, manning the pastures on Hidden Holler Farms with her husband.
It's fun,
Here's my thing. I personally have nothing against her. I don't know her. I have really nothing against her personally. But why? Why is this news? I'm covering it because, this is a nursing channel and her name obviously drives clicks. But why is the mainstream media covering this? I don't understand. Why is this even news? But let's continue.
From the farm to the farmers markets, every day is super busy, but it's incredibly rewarding, and I'm grateful that this is something that I can do.
Nursing, her true passion, however, is something Vaught can no longer do.
I may not be able to work in it, but it doesn't mean that I can't still try to make it better.
Vaught was found guilty last year of 2 charges, criminally negligent homicide and abuse of an impaired adult, after a medication.
She's going to get her license back, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to get it back. Now, I wonder if they find out, and I know this is a little bit off, but the sister in California, who now they're saying that she could have possibly had a seizure. I forgot her name. She was a travel nurse in California, though, that accidentally unalived people in the traffic accident. She was going like 120 miles per hour. I wonder if they're going to give her the same grace as they're giving Radonda. If it comes out that this woman had a seizure at the wheel. Because that's what they're starting to speculate, and they're bringing a neurologist in to see if that could have been the possible reason for her speeding and everything like that. I wonder if they're going to show her the same grace. Because if that is the case, it still doesn't take away what happened. That won't bring them back. But at least we can know if that's the case, it wasn't due to drinking or driving, being under the influence or intoxicated or inebriated in any way. And it was due to a medical emergency that she could not help. I want to see that evidence before they throw the book at that sister, because I think that's what they're going to do. I am glad that they are presenting that, because it would hurt my feelings that if she was just being completely negligent and just being completely reckless, which I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. I'm going out on a limb and I'm saying that I believe that theory that sister may have had a seizure at the wheel. It happens. But I wonder if they're going to give her the same grace that they're giving Radonda, because they showing her milking cows and playing with chickens and riding on tractors and everything like that, just being so wholesome and everything like that, not doing any time. And this woman is actually trying to get her license back. Now, again, I have nothing personal against her. I don't know her. But I can only imagine what those families feel about that. I can only imagine. So let's see. They said she has had several med errors as well. Can't practice on people's lives. So how many times has she made the error? They said she's made several errors, but one person has passed away. Can't practice on people's lives, so just one person. A little off topic, but anyone else notice some nurses get fixated on a narc box when you open it to pass a narc? I've seen that several times. If it was a one time, okay, I'll give her another chance. Multiple, absolutely not. It's like as soon as I turn the key and open the box, they look up and a couple nurses are just staring. Always got to make sure I look at my cart when I lock your cart when you walk away. Facts. I feel for her, but I don't think she should do nursing. Those two LPNs who went to jail from the nursing home, the one who didn't, do the neural checks, and the other one who gave the nurse dose of Ativan to that 97-year-old, do they deserve another chance? Yeah. Right. I forgot about that. That sister in Philly. I forgot about that. Shout out to Nina for bringing that up, because if that's the case, are those sisters in jail right now? I didn't know that I didn't know that the one in Philly went to jail. I think I did a story. I covered that. Okay, I didn't know that. I have to do some research on that. It says my gut tells me it was no seizure. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give that sister the benefit of the doubt. She ain't getting no grace, sane or insane. She doesn't have the complexion for the protection. Most likely not. T-Hall, that part. Oh, I thought y'all were talking about the Philly nurse. That wasn't a seizure. No. I'm talking about the nurse, the travel nurse in New York. I'm sorry, not New York. The travel nurse in LA who had ran that crosswalk and that red light and unlocked those people. Let's see. One of them got probation, and the nurse, those went straight to jail. I gotta look more into that one. But let's get to Miss Vaught. And I'm still trying to figure out why this is news. But let's go.
An error contributed to the death of 75-year-old Charlene Murphy in 2017.
And let me be very clear, med errors can happen. So I don't want it to make it seem like I'm trying to come for Radonda Vaught. I don't have a problem with her personally, because I do understand med errors can happen. That's why people have things in place for that. But what I'm saying is that, are we going to be objective all around the board? Are they going to campaign for that sister that Nina just said that went to jail for giving that dose of Ativan? The sister who went to jail or who's on probation because she failed to do the neuro checks. Are they going to get the same grace? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
17.
You know, someone lost their life in a really awful and tragic way because of a mistake that I made. But the mistake that I made wasn't the only failure in the entirety of this event. And a lot of things transpired after that that highlighted some places where we can improve.
And that's what she hopes to continue doing. And Chance.
Okay. But again, why is this news?
Court Tuesday asking to reverse the decision of the nursing board to revoke her license.
My goal ultimately is not to get my license back. I don't have any.
That is cat, and that's a lie. Yes, it is. But my thing is, who would hire her? Who would hire her? If you went to the hospital and you saw Radonda Vaught as your nurse, would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable? Because now I'm looking at it from a business aspect. And that's cap. If she wasn't trying to get her nursing license back to practice nursing, she wouldn't be there. So that's cap. But from a business point of view, would you hire her as one of your nurses after the media storm she's caused? If people recognized her, would they feel safe with her? I'm just looking at it from a business point of view. I'm not trying to attack her skills or whatever as a nurse, but I'm just trying to think of it from a CEO standpoint. Would it be a good business decision to hire a Radonda Vaught? I don't know. I don't know. But let's continue.
Any interest in ever practicing nursing again. It's not something I think I would be capable of doing. And I don't honestly believe that I would ever be able to receive my nursing license.
Her goal, however, she says, is to highlight some of the.
I think she will. I think she'll get them back. If she don't have them already, I think she'll get them back.
Issues surrounding the nursing board's decision after first concluding they wouldn't take disciplinary action.
I'll be right. They wouldn't take disciplinary action. I'll be very surprised if she didn't get them back
against her.
I was honestly quite shocked that there was no corrective action. There was no continuing education. There was no suspension or even probationary period on my license.
Now wrapped in the.
Amazing. Amazing. She was amazed. I was amazed. Amazing.
Legal system Vaught plans to keep fighting for clarity and how her case was handled, with hopes to improve the system for other healthcare workers and patients.
You know, if I can speak out and advocate for improvements in our systems and better working conditions and safer care for patients, then, you know, I have every intention of continuing to do that.
All right, the judge plans to issue a written decision on today's appeal hearing. If granted, then another hearing would have to be held. Vaught was sentenced to 3 years probation for the deadly medication error.
3 years probation. 3 years. And boy. And that's why I really got to look into that one sister who they said for what that one dose she went to, they took her to jail.